皆さん、こんにちは。アナコーベクと申します。今日はミスターヤバタンについてお話したいと思います。ノルウェー出身です。日本でコメディアンであり、インターネットセレブリティです。演技の経験があり、モノマネが大好きです。時々フランス弁で話すこともあります。インタビューによると、日本人は彼がラリルレを発音する方法が面白くて可愛いと思っています。ミスターヤバタの動画はしばしば日本文化の様々な側面をユーモラスで魅力的な方法で紹介しています。喜びやポジティブさをもたらすコンテンツを探しい方には彼のチャンネルがぴったりです。このレッスンでは、まず新しい単語と文法を映画で学び、その後にビデオを視聴します。さあ、始めましょう。Our first phrase is 本当にびっくりした。The first part, 本当に, which means really or truly. The next part of the word is びっくりする. This verb can take on several meanings depending on the context. The most common meaning is to be surprised, but it can also mean to get frightened, to be bewildered, or to be taken aback. This is an irregular verb, so it conjugates irregularly. In this case, we conjugate it to the past tense by adding sta, which means I did. So, びっくりした means I was surprised or I got surprised. The discrepancy between I am and I was arises from the differences in how English and Japanese express past events. English speakers often use the present tense to convey an immediate reaction to experience, even when referring to past events. Thus, I am really surprised is the natural way to express surprise in English conversations, even though the event has already occurred. Our next word is mecha. It's a slang word that means very or extremely, and it can replace totemo in some contexts like family or friends. It's actually an Osaka Kansai dialect word, but nowadays it's used everywhere in Japan. Variations include mecha or mechakucha, which means mecha multiplied by 2. Our next word is nikukyu, which is the Japanese word for cat paw pad. Niku means meat, and kyu means ball or pad.
肉球から肉球から肉球299円
肉球 The next word is fla-fla, which means light and fluffy. It's often used to describe the texture of food such as cakes, pancakes, or souffles, as well as the feeling of softness in materials like cotton candy or clouds. The repetition of the word adds emphasis and emphasizes the soft and airy nature of the objects being described. In other words, it's a Japanese onomatopoeia. じゃあ、ビデオを見ましょう。
こんにちは皆さん。コーヒー飲みたい。行きましょう。
いらっしゃいませ。
こんにちは。コーヒー飲みたい。あれ？何これ？皆さん見て。猫がいます。本当にびっくりした。ここ何？すみません。ここ何？皆さん、たくさん猫がいます。人間もいます。ここ何？
猫カフェです。
カフェ？猫カフェ？猫食べれる？
食べれない。
よかったです。遊びましょう。イエーイ！めっちゃ楽しい。楽しいでしょ？皆さん見て。肉球。ダブル肉球。ふわふわ。猫シャワー。きれいになる。ふわふわ。足短い。皆さん見て。梅干し。楽しんでる？ちょっと眠い。マッサージしてる。無事そう。ね、皆さん見て。飛んでる猫と遊んでる。寂しくなる。彼女はどこ？あれ？
Hopefully you were able to understand the video from your new vocab as well as your previous knowledge. Now, we'll go to the next one. Keep in mind the past vocab I taught you as it might come up again. Our first word is image-change, which is a shortened form of the Japanese term image change, which is a compound of the word image and change. Together, image change refers to a makeover or change in one's physical appearance, style, or image. It's commonly used in the context of getting a new haircut or changing one's fashion style. Our next word is kato. It's a Japanese loanword derived from the English word cut. In Japanese, it's often used to refer to a haircut. So if someone says that they're getting a kato, it means that they're getting their haircut. Our next word is omakase. It's a term commonly used in dining contexts, especially sushi restaurants. It translates to, I'll leave it up to you, or chef's choice in English. When you order omakase, you're entrusting the chef to select and serve the best dishes they have available, often featuring seasonal and fresh ingredients. It's a way to experience the chef's creativity and expertise. Our next word is busu, which is considered slang. It's a derogatory term which translates to ugly. Our next word is barikan. It's a loan word that comes from the English word barber. It specifically refers to an electric hair clipper. The term ichao means let's do it or let's go for it. It clarifies a sense of readiness, eagerness, or determination to engage in an activity. Our next grammar point is jan, and it is used for seeking confirmation, emphasizing a statement, and it has an informal tone. Our next word is joikimen, which means super handsome. じゃあ、ビデオを見ましょう。
こんにちは皆さん。イメチェンしたい。病室行きましょう。こんにちは。髪の毛切りたい。カットしますか？お願いします。こちらです。やばい。ちょっと怖い。あれ？何これ？ユニコーン、皆さん見てユニコーン。
今日はどうしますか？
お任せで行きましょう。皆さん見て、マッサージ気持ちいい。これ何？ハリーポッター。皆さん見て、ちょっとブス。
行きましょう。
バリタン。
違うバリカン。
バリタン。
違うバリタンやない。バリカン。
あ、バリカン。皆さんちょっと眠い。
やっちゃったいっちゃ
あれ？本当にびっくりした。何これ？やばい。
お任せって言ったじゃん。
ニューヤバタン。
超イケメンです。
本当ですか？
Our next lesson is my favorite. Our first word is Michael, and it's used when referring to being physically lost or not knowing one's whereabouts. Our next word is kakurenbo, which means hide and seek. Kakure comes from the verb kakeru, which means to hide. N is a connecting particle, and bo comes from the verb boru, which means to seek. Our next verb is tareru, which means to hang down. This verb is often used to describe the downward movement position of objects such as curtains, branches, hair, or ears. Next word is hiku, which is an onomatopoeia, and it expresses the sound or sensation of shivering or twitching. じゃあ、ビデオを見ましょう。
ゆっくりしましょう皆さん。あれ？なんもないか。本当にびっくりした。何これ？ウサギがいます。迷子のウサギ。どうしよう皆さん。やばい。すいません。店員さん。すいません。迷子のウサギがたくさんいます。
大丈夫です。ここウサギカフェになってるんで。
ウサギカフェ？
はい、ここにウサギが住んでるんで大丈夫です。
よかったです。あなたも住んでる？
私は住んでないです。
そうですか。じゃあウサギと遊びましょう。すごい。皆さん見て。耳長い。人参食べてる。私もちょっと食べたい。あれ？かくれんぼ。見つけたよ。これ何？うんこだ。耳垂れてる。鼻ひくひく。私もここに住みたい。
すいません、ここウサギだけになるので。
じゃあ今は
私のプレゼンテーションは以上です。ご清聴ありがとうございました。